Let that stop wiggling for just a second. Hello and welcome to Grace and Lottie's. This is our Monday live stream. Elizabeth here, gonna be working on the bird again today. We're working in Twilight Garden. It's a book by Maria Trolley right here. Really fun piece. We are to the last little bit, so I've got quite a few art supplies out today to work on this. So main thing we'll be using, actually I can't say main because we're also going to be getting into background thing. But first thing we'll be using are my Koh-i-noor, and these are polycolor pencils. They are an oil-based color pencil that I like quite a bit. And working in color scheme that kind of makes me think about Twilight kind of times, or that night, kind of feel right here with the purples and blues and the greens. Hello, welcome, Lucian. I'm glad to see you today. Took last week off. It's a holiday here in the United States. And so my kids were home from school. I kind of just took the day off. Although I really didn't take the day off, and we'll talk about that later because I was actually working on something else. But not having to live stream, working kind of on my own pace and that kind of thing during that day. What? It was Pajama Monday. My husband's here with me today because he's going to be joining the live stream at the end. So a little teaser there for some of the fun things that are coming up there. We had a thing back when we were homeschooling. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in while I talk. Let's see. I think we'll do this little bird right here. He looks happy. Sorry for the bounce. My tripod bounces. Zoom in just a little. I think that's got him pretty well right there. I've also got a little bit of the stem, so we can look on that too. Because I forgot to do the stems when we were doing them. And so I wasn't going to do those off camera because we didn't actually do them. But all they're going to be, this is going to be so anticlimactic. They're going to be just dark blue. That's it on that. So not a whole lot of excitement there. Let me get my color swatch out so I grab the right one. Yeah, just straight dark blue is what I want, 19. That's what I thought. I'm just double checking. 17, where are you, number 19? It is hiding from me right now in my bin. I know you're in there. There you are. So, are you ready for this excitement right here? Whee! It's going to be a solid dark blue right there. So there is the fun of the stem. Oh, there was no live stream, so yeah, so you didn't miss it last week. I was not doing the stream. Oh, real quick, there have been a couple of spots here where looking at the design, I realized it should have been black, like the background, and so I went ahead and colored those black. I'm going to stand up so I can see my screen. One of them is right here. I found another one over here, so I'll be using just a black pencil to color that in. And another one's over on the other page right here. It looks kind of weird. Like you look at it, wait a minute, that shouldn't be leaf. And what I think happened is just when they were putting in the black background, they missed those couple of spots right there. So I just colored them in with my black pencil. So I'm going to do that. I debated whether to use my pigment on it or not. Sometimes pigment doesn't match up with black that's already on there, and so I felt that I had a little more control with the black pencil than I did trying to go with the pigment marker or pen on that. I may try it and see, like, in a teeny area. Maybe we can experiment with that at the end. So let's get a sip of coffee here, and our birds are going to be fun, light, it's kind of sky blue colors, so I'm going to make sure I get all of my sky blues. Here is the one that's actually called sky blue, number 16, right there. Then I'm pretty sure this is the next one, 52, making sure I'm getting all the right ones. Yeah, azure blue. This is a fun one. This is probably going to be our darkest shade right here. And then next we will go with, where is ice blue? 15. It's one of those things I know the name, I just gotta find it. 18. There you are. It's hiding behind some other pencils. Number 15. Right there. And with this one, I'm gonna go against some of the things I did in the other place, and I am gonna use my white Prismacolor to blend on these, just because I know how this one reacts with these light blues, and it's pretty incredible. So be using that, and then here's my little blender pencil too. So those will be what we're using on the bird. I like to go light to dark, so we'll be starting with this beautiful azure. Here, and listen. Fun thing is, with the way that she drew this, she's gave us a lot of the shadowing already, so you can guess where that's going to go. Now, if you want to get into some advanced techniques here, and I'm doing this for fun, I'm not going to do the mental logistics to try to figure it all out. You could think about, because each one of these I'm going to color as a little light source, so that means that his belly would glow a little bit. And so if you wanted to put a little bit of yellow there, that would mimic that glowing as well. If we could have done that on the other leaves here as well. I'm using beginner techniques on this. If I was doing a super crazy, like really going into it, that's one of the things you can add. This is my fun, so I don't want to think about all of that so much. I do realism drawings, and so I do have to think about that on those. And this is kind of my break from all of those mental gymnastics. Keeping it simple. I'm going in a little bit harder up close to the wings, so it gets a little darker, and then working my way out lighter and lighter. Like that. I'm going to use yellow in the beaks. Yellow stands out on this quite a bit because it's such, well, compared to the others, it's not in their family, and that's why the yellow will stand out with them. So that will be like, hey, they're little beaks, and so you'll see them a lot more because I use that yellow there, but I'm going to be using a softer yellow, which I didn't actually pull out, so I'll have to get that out of my case here in a minute. And I have the regular yellow. And my favorite way to do feathers is pretty simple. It's just to be dark in the middle and then go lighter towards the edge. Feathering it up just a little bit there. I did see some neat owl feathers. I was looking at an owl in which it did the opposite. The dark shade was on the outside of the feather, and that was pretty cool looking. On this bottom line here. This will give a neat kind of pop to up here where this light stood against. Maybe someday I'll be able to get a really fancy camera mic set up and you guys could hear the pencil, kind of like an ASMR video. I've actually never watched one because I am very picky on sound, and there are certain sounds that just, it's equivalent to nails on a chalkboard for me. But the sound of a pencil on a paper, I like that sound. So there is that first shade. Next, we're going to go in with, I meant to grab light blue as well. Light blue is number 18, right here. It is very similar to the azure. It's a little bit lighter, so it's good. I'm going to use it to be my shadowy shade up here where it gets lighter. down a whole lot of pressure with this one. Just coming up to the top. So how was everybody's weekend? Mine was pretty crazy, had a lot going on, got a lot done. And things we'll be talking about the end today, so fill you in on all of that then. But it's actually pretty hot here on Saturday. My daughter went to a birthday party. Exciting there, right? Although it was at a campground, it was kind of weird because she was going to a birthday party with friends. And, like, we had to pay admission. Well, we were supposed to pay admission. I'll finish that in a minute. Just to get her into the birthday party. Like, oh, you had a busy weekend without coloring, sad face. Yeah, I didn't color over the weekend, but I was working on other art projects. I've been doing a lot of painting. So a whole lot of painting. Oh, I didn't do these silly tail feathers. Let's see the other song. There's a song on the Blues Brothers soundtrack, and it's actually, I don't know the name of it. It has "Let me see you shake your tail feathers." That makes me think of that. My husband's trying to give me information from the side. He says it's Ray Charles. I don't know the name of the song. Maybe he'll look it up for me. It's called Tail Feathers? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that was pretty easy. Ray Charles, Tail Feathers. So if you want something to go along with what we're coloring today, you can pick that puppy. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and move over to my lightest blue, which is the ice blue. I'm holding the sky blue in reserve to be part of the next layer, just because I like being able to come in and fine tune. And that's going to be a good fine tuning color. So I'm barely using any pressure with this one. And there's something with these blues, and I'll show you with the white when I come in to do the white blending in just a minute. The white loves them. And just creates this incredible blend. My puppy's barking. So notice that I didn't go in all the way. Oh, hopefully this week's so busy with work. Oh. Funny when this is your work and family is taking up so much time. It's like I'm trying to get time to sit down and actually get something done. Kids have to be here. The kids have to do this, and trying to balance everything. And now that they're back at school, I at least get a couple of uninterrupted hours. But as of right now, working from home, the laundry still stares at me and all of that. So. So there is that ice blue added in. The bird looks great. These are like such fun colors. Of course, I am horribly partial to blues. I was meeting with a graphic designer, going over some logo ideas and that kind of thing over last Friday. And one of the things we were talking about with brand identity and stuff is me with the color blue and how I love the color blue. I'm just drawn to it. I have blue hair. So this is a super happy color for me. You just see I don't know how well it's coming out, but the white blending with these blues, these specific shades of blue, is just, to me, I've always loved it. I think it just creates a beautiful blend. There's some people talking a little loud outside. Not yelling or anything, just a loud talker. If you hear them. My husband says it's plumbers. The street we live on, most of the houses are craftsmen's. Built right at the beginning of the craftsman phase. So most of them at any given time do need some work. So yeah, like we're built 1911, you know, so it's lots of never a dull moment construction wise in here. I don't know how well you can see that as I'm coming in, even though I'm putting white on, that bottom blue is becoming a little more vivid with it. Next, I'm going to come in and blend a little bit with my blender pencil, and then I'm going to use that sky blue that I brought out earlier, and we're going to go around some of the parts that are kind of in shadow, hit those a little bit with it. And this just really blends those in together. I've also found that when I white blend, that if I come back out with the blender, because if you want this effect, don't, but the white, because it is so opaque in the Prismacolor, kind of covers up my black line and the little black dots, and I like the way that the blender kind of helps bring the black back out. But there are sometimes places where you want the white to be softer, or the black line to be a little softer, and so that's an easy little way to do that, is using that white. Getting these feathers in a little bit. Okay, and now make sure I pick up the right one. This is light blue right here. I'm going to sharpen it a little. Mine is not as sharp as I would like. And this is, oh wait a minute, I wanted sky blue. Oops. This is the sky blue, right? No, it's not. Get the right one. 16. Now I've got 16 in my hand. Okay. That didn't look quite right. There we go. Always interesting to see what color pencil companies put in there, because sometimes it feels like you've got a whole bunch in one little group on colors. Like you can see how many blues in this little family there are, and then the range of purples, like there's no like light purple, like you would think like a true lavender or anything like that in the set at all. And so it's like you picked a bunch of these, but yet none of this one, and it's just an interesting thing. I'd like to kind of know why they choose certain colors over others. I would hope they have like panels of artists that they're talking to. I'd assume that that's how it works. Never been in on any of those meetings, obviously. But I see it in any of the pencils that I use, you know, depending. I mean, I've got a set of 150 Prismacolors, and yet still find ones sometimes it's like, oh, I wish I had this color. Especially in the last succulent. That one that I just finished, that one it has gorgeous colors in it, but there were just points where it was like, okay, when am I going to have to combine and really have to think hard on it to make the color that was on it? And I think it turned out great. It's just, it was one of those, it was like, at some points I'm sitting here scratching my head, trying things to find out, oh, that didn't work like I thought. Now how can I fix this? Kind of learning that art isn't so much about getting it right as it is knowing how to fix things when it doesn't turn out the way you were like, I was not going for that at all, but how can I work with this? There we go, sweet little birdie. And you can see how well he pops against those blue leaves. Even though it is still blue, he's a totally different blue. So now he's, hey, look at me, I'm a cute little bird. Not really hiding. So I guess better hope there aren't any predators around. He is not well camouflaged. Okay, so yellow pencil here, let me get that out. And this is the light yellow in the set. Right there, I had out the standard yellow right there. Not a huge difference, but this yellow does come out a lot brighter, and I want to keep that just in my flowers there. So, oh, I do not have a good enough tip to get in here. These are little areas on this one. Okay. You can see I got a really ugly tip on that. Because this is such a small area, I'm not going to worry too much about any sort of shading. There we go, just that little soft yellow beak. And real quickly, I am going to go in and do my, put that pencil away, and now I can't find it. Problem with putting things away, right? 19, I think 19 is what I want. Okay, find number 19 in my pencil bin. There it is. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other stems here real quick. Get that black area. Now moving up to the top. Actually gonna, because it's just one color, I'm gonna do this actually standing up. So I can make sure I'm in frame. That's actually going up to a flower up there. That should have been a different bloom. Oh well. And then move over to these. I think that has our leaf stems done. Oh, nope, there's one right here in the middle. I love the amount that a 2-page spread can do, like to have so much space to work and create. I do not like working in cracks, trying to color. That is one thing that is not my favorite. I can tell you that on these. So there is that. Let's zoom out. My camera's not wanting to zoom back out. There we go. Pulled up all the comments, did not zoom. So here we are with this. I'm gonna put away my, actually just set them over here so I can remember which ones I used later. I'll finish all those birds off camera. The next step on this one is I'm gonna use my soft pastel pencils right here that I've got these same company, but these are not color matched. I wish they were color matched. That would be pretty cool to have color matched ones, but sadly that is not the way they come. I'm gonna pick a nice pretty yellow right here. You see my yellow. Make sure it's ready to go. And then I have a little circle guide. And what I do is I go, actually with the biggest one right here, and I go, actually I don't start with the big one, sorry. I start with one that's roughly the size right here, okay? Then I come back with a bigger one and I use a different pressure or even sometimes a different color depending on how it's coming out. And that gets us this little look of these little glow balls all around these. It's the same idea as using the using a white pencil for resist when you come back with pastel, just creating circles to create those balls of light. I just like the way that this layers together, and I'm gonna be careful because I'm not gonna get it on this bird. Actually, let's do the one up here for right now. So you guys can see that. Take my size. We'll start with this one right here. Let's see, I'll tell you the exact diameter that I'm using. Of course, it's like this really weird measurement. It is the 27/32 or the 0.844 of an inch. So I do not know what that is in centimeters, if anybody's really good with math. But that is where I will start. And I'll probably use a smaller, I will use a smaller one as we get out to the smaller ones. I'll kind of let you guys know which one that is. But this does something cool to watch. Actually, put it down just a little bit. I can erase. Woohoo! Erase. Come down here so we're kind of centered around where it's actually glowing. And I just color over all of it right here and let it glow. Blow off the extra right there. This is just a real simple, easy technique to create little glows on these. I'm not too worried about a little bit of smudge because I will be coming back with another color here in a little bit. If you want to create a really soft glow at the end, you would want to smudge it a little bit anyway. So yeah, I'm just going over everything here. I'm having trouble. I'll erase those in a second with my finger. The extra. Now I'm going to shrink down a little bit. These are starting to get a little smaller. Another 3/4 of an inch on this one. And down again. 5/8 of an inch on this one. I'll do the same on the next one too. The next one's kind of the one that I wondered if somehow a petal got covered up in the printing, because it looks like it's missing a petal right there. Next, go down again. Down to 1/2 on this one. And do little 3/8 right here. Okay, so that's the first level on this. The next one that I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna test this real quick, this shade. No, it's hard to tell. Oh, thank you. Are you ready for Christmas? I would love to say I was ready for Christmas. Not even close. Wasn't looking up at the chat. I know it's time to already start thinking about it for art pieces, but okay, so I'm gonna test this right here. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for. That is, and I'm not going to be as firm with my pressure on this one. And this is where I'm going to come in with my 1 inch. Just go around it. The beauty of pastel is it's really hard to mess up. And the reason why is because it's so easy to erase and get rid of if you don't like it. So starting over, it's like, nope, don't like this. I'm going to try something else. Okay. Do it pretty easily. See what size I want around here. The color isn't super obvious just yet, but it will come together in just a minute. So be patient. As you see, I'm just kind of shrinking them here a little bit as I go down the line. Okay, next step is I'm going to grab my white out of here. And I'm going to come in pretty close and just add in some brighter white right around here. Blow away some of the excess right there. Next step, now I didn't keep these out before I got started. Sorry guys, I gotta remember which drawer they're in. gotta supply. There they are. They're right here, my grab. I have these little Q-tip. I have precision tips, and I like to use those to blend just because I can see what I'm doing a little bit easier than I can. My finger covers up a lot, and this way I can see. I softened the tip. Now I'm just gonna blend and soften that up. I'm gonna put a little more white in around those. Yes, I do like to draw. I'll be showing some of those works here in a little bit that I've drawn. I also have some ideas for some new drawing videos. Hopefully I will be able to film this week. Putting a little more white in. Around here just to brighten that up just a little bit more. I just went in a little too heavy with that. And took it like all off. There we are. So you see the basic idea for getting those to glow. One thing I did on my other one, I'm going to flip back to that one, one I tested on, is I went in, let me get up so I can make sure I'm on screen, and I outlined these after I did the little glow circles with my pigment liner so that way you could see the shape a little bit better, because with the glow, sometimes where there's not an outline, it kind of disappears a little bit, and that just gives it a little more definition. And I like definition. So you don't have to, that is purely a preference thing. To me, I like the way it looks. You may not, so it's up to you. I'm gonna blend just a little bit more here. And so just doing that on the other ones, I'm gonna wait to do down here because of this bird and not do the other one. So you saw on the other piece too, I just went in and did some little dots right here. Dotting with a gel pen. There is something in design that just works when you work in odd numbers, and it's strange. You know, you would think that maybe you would want to work in, evens or different numbers, but there's something about odd numbers that typically become pleasing to the eye. So, like right here, two kind of becomes a little better with the third one. Or you just do one. And it's one of those little things. Sometimes, and it's not like a 100% rule. Sometimes two is the perfect number, but it's more often than not, it is an odd number with things. I find that a lot of times going beyond 1 or 3, if I go up to like 5, it tends to get a little cluttered, and that's just not my style. I see some great artists out there who their pieces are covered with the little dots, and that's not my personal style. I end up getting a little overwhelmed with it when I start getting too many. So that's the way I like to do things with it. This is one of those personal style moments where you pick what you want. And just keep kind of going back. I like to do a couple, come back, and like, that way I don't end up doing too many. Now, typically I will put a layer of matte finish or workable fixative down so I'm not right on top of my pastel. And then if you don't like it, a lot of times you can take your fingernail and scrape off the gel pen. And so it's not like the end of the world if you mess it up. So you can kind of come back and fix it. But just to know that that is there. And then the one last little thing I was going to show you guys that I have been experimenting a lot with, and I've got to get the right markers out. I couldn't have all of this out ahead of time just because my desk would not have had any room for me to work with all of these art supplies. Maybe I'll zoom out and let you see just what a mess this is with everything. As I have these Stabilo, the 88s, these little fine points, and I love the way that you can go back. Now, I've learned to go probably a shade lighter than I would think, so I'm using this one. It's not as the darkest blue to come in and just have some fun putting in a little bit deeper shadows on things. Oh, make sure I'm in frame. That would be good, correct? Right over here, this one's in frame. And just the way it adds in just another layer. I found that in this book, they don't bleed through, but in my Lost Ocean, if I put them down first, they do bleed, so that's why I kind of get used to this little silly process of doing it second, and having it sit on top. Now you do have to be careful because it will smudge. It's sitting on top of like a waxy surface, so it takes a minute for it to dry. But I find that that just gives nice deep definition, especially over here. Let me find the right shade for the bird real quick. I can show you what it will do for the bird. I do not have any. I have absolutely zero scratch pads today. Yes, this is the good one right here. It's number 57. Especially coming in. And these little feathers. Oh, I'm not even showing you, sorry. There we are. Sorry. I'm jumping all over the place, being a little scatterbrained. There we are. Now you can see on the little feathers. You can get some more definition, deeper, real vibrant. And I like the pairing of the two together. I think they work well. These are not crazy expensive materials. But if you're really good about planning out, you could put this down first. There's no reason you have to wait in this book. Always test your books for bleed through. So you can see how that gets it a little brighter, as well as down here on these little flowers. This pink is like so vivid right here, number 56. Do it on my paper towel here, you can see. It is like this really cool purpley pink. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to outline the black lines that are here with it. Right there. And just that gives a little more pop of color on the page as a whole. Right there. Just to kind of help get those dropping in. So there is that. These, so this is another one of the embellishments where it's up to you how much you want to do. You don't have to do the marker phase. You don't have to, with this, you could just say, I like the pencil, I'm happy with the way it looks, and leave it there. Totally your call. So feel free to experiment with that as one. Those are the finishing techniques that I'll do. You can see it over on Instagram when I'm done. Now we're going to jump over to, and again, this was Twilight Garden right here. So it's a book I've really enjoyed getting to use. I actually did 2 live streams in a row out of it. Let's zoom out. So there's the page as a whole, and you can see my desk getting ever so messier. So the big events, the big announcements that I said I had right here for today. My husband's coming over. I'm going to stay on my desk for just a minute. Then I will take the camera off. So I have been working on a ton of stuff. A lot of you know, if you're regular here, that I do draw my own items. I can show you a couple right here. I'm not going to pull out a big one, and then we'll take this over. Okay. So this is one of the pieces just finished, and it's not even all in frame. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can zoom out. Yeah, I can't even zoom out enough from where the camera is. I'll try to lift it up, but it is giant, as you can see. My husband's getting my coffee off the table. So this is just finished. I'm going to be getting it scanned to become prints, and so that's like really excited to say these 3 pieces are done. These are not as big. The lighting in here is a little weird, so it's not like in the black nearly as much. Bring it up. Let's see if you can see the color in there. Yeah, there. Now I want to get it closer. You can see it better. So there's another one, and then here's another one that I've done. I've actually got some videos while I was working on this one. So these will be getting art scanned and ready to go for prints. As well as I spent all of last week, and I'm still in this crazy phase, absolutely enamored with neon. Like this crazy obsession with everything neon. My Barbie in the rocker right here. She's been sitting on my desk as part of my inspiration. I've been listening to nothing but 80s music. A gel pen right here. Thank you for the compliments, as well as out of that set, if you notice some were missing, it's because they've been pulled out so I can grab them quickly. More neon markers. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you saw my neon palette that I was working with the other day. So, some things that are coming, and I'm in the middle of getting all of this. I am working on a whole merch series right now. Here is a test. These are little tests for enamel pens that'll be coming out. Told you I was working with my graphic designer to get the logo finalized, and so those will actually have the logo in the middle, so some fun there. Designing some things that could be turned into cell phone covers. So there's another one. Bags. This is one design. I mean, I've got a ton of these. If you wanted a laptop cover, again, I'm having fun seeing how these are turning out on the screen. But yeah, just loving neon right now. So designing all of this, as well as, now what really stinks is I can't switch the camera on this, so we've got to try to selfie ourselves right now. Backwards. Awesome. So we're going to have to look in the view there. I'm taller, so yeah, so he's going to, okay, it's going to bounce for a minute. We're taking the camera off. So we're actually probably upside down right now. We'll see. Because it doesn't, orientation is off. Rotate, divide, back. So hopefully that has us.
Oh, yeah, we were upside down.
Yeah, we were upside down. So hopefully this is going to fix. I'm waiting to see. Flip it. There we are. Yay. Okay. So, coming soon. You read the description on this. You noticed that I had a link to our other channel. We're going to be launching a little fun daily talk show, about 10 minutes long. That'll be up on our other channel called Daily-ish. I'm really looking forward to doing this. It'll also be available in podcast form. So it'll be us talking about silly things. We have some silly little games that we've devised between the two of us. You know, when you've been married for as long as we have, you end up getting a lot of funny stories and having little silly things that you do together. Yeah. So gonna be sharing that, especially we have a lot of family too and friends who aren't nearby, so this will be a way to kind of keep in touch too with them and feel like we're still hanging out even though we don't get to see each other every day like we used to. So that is coming. It will be starting 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
So that's like, wow, that is not very long to do it. But we were doing some test shoots over the weekend, going to be getting a couple other things together. So that's been taking up a lot of time. So with that, I'm going to let you know that the live stream for right now is going to be hit and miss. Because on top of that, I'm opening up an actual like studio recording house to cover other things that have been part of what I do on the side as well as this. And so trying to bring it all together into one, but it's meaning incorporation and all of that stuff and lots of paperwork, leases, everything else. If you look in the info, I haven't done it yet, I've got to do it. I've actually got a post office box now that's assigned just for the business, so I don't have to worry about, because before it's been my private personal address, so it's been nowhere because I don't want people knowing where I live, you know, that's kind of a little creepy. So that's going to be coming. I mean, just so many things. So just be watching on social media. I'm still going to be doing some recorded long form videos for this, but I cannot promise that the live stream is going to be every Monday. I'm going to do it as much as I can, but I mean, if I have to go meet with a lawyer, I have to go meet with a lawyer. You know, that kind of thing. They're kind of on their schedule with that. So that's what it's going to be.
Let's do the transition.
So excited about all of this. Excited with everything. So I will say thank you for watching. And if you've liked this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, as well as click the bell notification. And if you haven't subscribed to our other channel yet, it's down in the link. It is not big enough to have its own name. It is that new. So it's a bunch of random letters. So go over there, hit the subscribe button down there. We have a couple little videos that are older on there if you want to watch those. A vlog. I've got a vlog starting on Wednesday too. So yeah, that's coming, and that will be over on that channel as well. So lots of stuff. If moving cross country.
And make sure to hit the bell on the other channel too.
Yeah.
So when those new things start popping up in 2 weeks, you'll get every single one of them.
You'll notice the name of the channel is This Isn't Every Day. There's a reason, because I am not going to promise that it's going to be every day. I'm going to try my best.
Yes.
So that's where that's going to be. So Instagram, that's going to be a great place to follow. Facebook right now, because I'll be posting a lot of the updates there, as well as the names of the new entities, because it's not just going to be an art, because it's not just an art channel, it'll be media. It's going to be going to Grace and Lottie's media and all of that. So I know I'm rambling. Sorry. He's like telling me, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. So just be on the lookout. I will be posting as much as I can everywhere on all of the new things. So yay.
Good stuff's coming.
Yeah. So remember, art happens in everyday life. Make sure you're watching for it.